Yes! Thank you, Commander. You certainly will be missed, Commander.
Oh my gosh, where are we?
Oh dear. Man, the fact that I've been here for all of this, it's like crazy. I wonder if a load of World of Warcraft players like feel the same. Because that game's gone on for, well, too long. Yeah, oh, that reveal of the ship in Shadowkeep was peak. Absolute peak.
영신의 빛과 어둠의 경계가 아주 모호하다는 걸. 함께 건너가자.
Yep. Where's that going?
반갑다, 예치.
So my guess, the final shape is actually a square. So we've had circle, we've had triangle. The next most basic shape is square or quadrilateral. Come on, here we go. Let's see.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Like
Hey, Joe.
you, I've been playing games as long as I can remember. They're a core part of what makes me who I am. I believe there's this
Me too.
rooted, often unstated mission of games to keep adventure alive. In 2014,
No, I'd say to keep a good, to make a good story and compelling gameplay.
On a desolate planet, a silent god set in our sky, and it wouldn't be long before an ancient enemy, shrouded in darkness, showed up at humanity's door to destroy us. Over the years, our heroes would shape a story far greater than anything we could have imagined. Players would explore deep into the depths of Venus, hunting a machine god that controlled time itself. They
Hey,
used
Theon.
ways to combine their mythic weaponry and their paracausal abilities to stand alone against monsters that took others an entire elite squad.
PlayStation shoes.
Far into the early
Wonder who
morning,
paid for them.
the halls
Wonder
of
if
an
the
ancient
3.6
city
billion
where only
paid for
a
them.
select few emerged victorious at dawn.
They're not too bad. I don't really like grey. My running shoes are grey,
Most
but
importantly, they bring their friends and their family into this world, and together meet new faces on this adventure who would become lifelong companions. Now, together, we approach the final shape.
come on. It's a square. Come on, it's a square.
Last expedition
Come on.
of Destiny's first saga. So let's be clear about the stakes. In the final shape, you will go inside the Traveler. The journey will be difficult.
Oh yeah, like that
What
wasn't
awaits you
obvious.
on the other side of this trek is nothing less than the deadliest entity we have ever faced.
Which has been said in every reveal.
There aren't going to be any guides on the internet telling you how to handle what's to come. Whether you've been with us from the beginning, joined us somewhere along the road,
Interesting.
or looking at Destiny for the first time, anybody who shows up on launch day is going to be greeted with this same uncharted world. A vacuum-sealed experience begging for you to be the first person to peel it open.
Wonder what you mean by that.
Is your invitation to go forth and adventure.
Wonder what that means then. So is it like unique to everyone? So is this like the new opening cutscene then if you start again?
After all these years,
Is this just...
we never talked about it.
Oh.
Why I brought you back.
Right. So the original tower.
Chose a
The Titan armor looks good, that helmet. Right, so definitely what's it called? Tears of the Kingdom.
The truth is, I didn't know then.
Galahorn, right.
It was just
Of course you had to show that. So is this literally like Revelation from Zombies? Like it's just a mix match of different areas we've already been to.
all we've seen,
Cade.
all we've lost.
What the hell is that?
This fight might be our last.
Well, yeah, it is, isn't it?
So I'm asking you,
Ooh, new enemies, okay, new tormentors. All the arms of the witness. Nice. Yeah, that's a cool helmet. So we got an axe. Nice. So I wonder if that axe is part of a subclass or if it's an actual new weapon. The Heart of the Traveler.
This
Yep.
is a momentous time in Destiny history. We've been
Yeah, the
building
Pale
towards
Heart.
this moment for the last 10 years.
The final shape is the conclusion to that journey. This is a moment in gaming that as a developer you just don't get very often.
Guardians and allies are fighting the biggest threat that the universe has ever seen in this big culmination of the Light and Darkness saga.
Yeah, it's like a garden, I
When we were
guess.
thinking of what the final
Garden.
shape could be, it had to be a lot of different things. It needs to pay off this epic confrontation with the Witness that we've been setting up for years. It has to bring you closer to your allies in the Vanguard. It has to be this place that like makes you feel nostalgic for the entire journey you've been on.
Sounds like Revelations from Zombies.
Resurrected by Ghost at the very beginning of this story. We didn't know why, but it was for this. The Traveler is asking us for help, and it's our responsibility to protect every living thing in the universe from what the Witness intends to do.
Well, what does he intend to
When
do?
we first start the final shape, we are finally able to go through the portal that the Witness opened in the Traveler at the end of Lightfall.
Inside is the Pale Heart of the Traveler. That is the stage for our showdown with the Witness.
Right.
The Witness has the darkness. It has always had a connection to it. The Pale Heart of the Traveler is what it's trying to use to gain connection to the light. So with both, it can enact its final shape.
Okay.
The
Right.
Witness
Makes
looks around
sense.
and sees a lack of purpose, no meaning. It wants to fix all that. So it's trying to put the universe into this frozen perfection where everything's just exactly how it thinks it's supposed to be. That is the final shape.
Pretty good motive. Pretty interesting. Villains got to have a good motive, haven't they?
It's going to take everyone. Failure is not an option.
We're gonna need the Vanguard, all of our allies, and all the Guardians to rally together and be brave in the face of Oblivion.
Wonder what
In
they
the
mean
final
by
shape,
it's different for
we're going
everyone.
to
Chainmail,
answer questions
nice.
at the grandest scale. But what I find really interesting is that it's also a very personal journey where we deepen our relationships with these characters that we've known for so long. Zavala, Ikora, Argus.
Yes.
Get to reconnect with Cade 6.
Been 8 years,
Like,
and we're
what
only
is
just
great
making a
about
connection.
and everything going on around us and stakes of just unimaginable heights. It's still at the end a story told around campfires by a bunch of companions who have been fighting together for hundreds of years.
Wonder if they're increasing fire team size, maybe? Or having more NPC interactions in game.
In the final
Free
shape,
alpha
we're
footage,
going
right.
through the portal that the Witness has opened up to confront it and stop the final shape. Inside the Traveler is this infinite, vast, unknowable, and we're landing on the Pale Heart, which is a fraction of really what is inside the Traveler.
The Pale Heart is weird. It's a little strange. It makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, and it is
So, like,
also
MC
just
Escher.
so cool and artistic in the best way.
Wonder if they've done something like that. A bit like
Witness entered well ahead
Prophecy.
of the Guardians, and so it's had time to kind of shape what's there. When our Guardian enters, the rest of the Pale Heart starts getting shaped also around what we've experienced.
Are they bringing Siva back? Is that the Plague Lands? Oh my god, the Cosmodrome is snow, Plague Lands, Siva.
From Destiny's Past.
Oh my.
The D1 Tower. It's really a labor
Come
of
on.
love from the Destiny team.
Do it honestly though, do we really care?
Everyone who's building it, and I think
D1 Tower.
to be able to see that.
Jesus.
The Pale Heart is our very first linear destination that we've ever done.
Yeah, that's a bit of a
So
mid
players
weapon.
Felt that they began
Not
their
that
journey in a place of safety and feel it escalate in danger, in surrealness,
Okay.
because there is this beautiful evolution.
I like
in
that
space.
idea.
They see things that are more and more wrong as they begin to go towards the Witness's monolith. It's kind of this omnipresent, foreboding thing off in the distance.
Yeah, so it's a bit like Hyrule Castle in Breath of the Wild.
In the form of reshape.
Well, that's what it reminds me of.
Kind of like deconstructing things and putting them back together, just wrong.
The
What do you
sense
think
of
about
scale
just-
you get out there, like as you're exploring these spaces and you're jumping on these reshaped cuboids of Earth, you feel tiny as a Guardian. You feel alone.
Okay, I like that.
You are not the force to be reckoned with that you have been.
I like that
You're
idea.
not the God Slayer right now.
So Hive are in this. I wonder if it'll be all of them
Pieces
then.
to massive pieces.
I wonder if it'll be actually all the
One of the things that we really tried to
enemies.
also capture is that the Witness keeps throwing everything it has at you.
So they're
And so we're
taken.
going to fight these new enemies, the
New enemies.
Subjugators.
Subjugators. Nice.
Subjugators are the new unit you're going to be facing.
Very nice. Do look
They
very
have an
good.
enhanced power set. They're performing stasis powers and strand
Status and strength. So it's a new subclass then.
all the other enemies you're fighting too.
They bring something entirely new to the battlefield, which is
Hmm.
kind of this element of control.
They're back there
Okay.
leading the way with stasis abilities, throwing crystals at you, freezing
Yeah, the thing is, we've seen like captains with stasis abilities, like just a different model.
We're
So that's
focusing you
veil
on
containment.
The campaign and only the campaign. It's the most important thing in the universe at that moment. You have to stop the final shape from happening.
And for that, we do need the help with our allies. And so we're going to make sure that the core Vanguard team gets back together. Zavala and Ikora and Cade.
The campaign is just the start of the Pale Heart. After you've reached the monolith and finished the campaign, we open up the entire destination, and so the entire Pale Heart is going to react to you and what you are doing.
Okay, what does that mean?
The campaign in the final shape doesn't really end with the final mission. The raids are where you defeat like the big bosses. So it's only natural that when you are going to confront the Witness, you're going to do that in the raid.
Right.
But that might not be enough. This is a moment where we need to rally all Guardians to be able to overcome the final shape. And
Fascinating. So the raid isn't enough. Harnessing the light.
In the final shape, we are inside the Traveler, very close to this energy. This allows us to have new supers, Arc, Solar, Void.
New suits. Okay. I'm happy with that.
Turns you into an offensive powerhouse, but also can benefit your allies.
Yeah, I guess that axe was the Void
This
subclass.
thread of team play and like working with your friends to overcome the odds. The Warlock Super is its ultimate expression of solar energy coursing through your Guardian. This Solar Warlock Super is a callback to Radiance from D1.
Other than Golden Gun, this is the only other first-person super in Destiny right now. Your melee's
Really?
like all of these projectiles going off.
So it's just
doubling the amount of projectiles.
being able to use your abilities a lot more.
As it
Okay.
surges around, and then it hits a
Kvostov, I
character,
wonder
goes
if
to
that's
another one, and you're so
there for a
fluid
reason. If it's
with
the
this
exotic
energy
one,
that you're
probably
also
not.
Giving it to your allies, allowing them to have their solar weapons supercharged, applying.
That's
solar
alright.
shooting.
Bet that's got some good gunplay,
When I
some
cast
good
my Rift, it is going
mechanics.
to create this little solar soul that when it sees
Solar
an enemy,
soul.
launches part of itself out and hits the enemy.
I mean, I guess they had to add one
It just feels very alive.
compared to Art Buddy and the Void, so
Twilight Arsenal.
Twilight Arsenal. I like the sound of that.
Layered super.
This is the only ranged one-off offensive super for Titans in the game. The Titan jumps up into the air, summons this giant void axe, throws it, summons another one, throws it, summons another one, looks at a different group of enemies, throws it. And when these
I
axes
mean-
fly through the air, they stick into the ground, or an enemy do their void gravity thing where they suck a bunch of energy.
Okay, so it's like the
Axe
Axe Strider's super.
around, and you and
That's
your allies
good.
will pick up that axe and start wailing on enemies with it.
This
How long for though?
fascinates me.
The duration of the Titan
I
Super
press
then?
and hold my grenade button to consume my grenade and turn it into the shield. The more damage it takes, the more it charges up, and then I can release that, and it creates this.
Okay, that's
blast
pretty
of
good.
damage.
Don't think it will get much use though.
The Hunter Arc Super.
Arc is all about finding the shortest distance between 2 points. A hunter kind of rears back, takes this knife and throws it across the world, and then is able to blink to its position, do the slash that just decimates anyone nearby.
One really great thing about that is not just you do it once, but you're able to do it 3 times, along with devastating attacks.
Okay.
You do it.
The hunter has an aspect.
Yeah.
We take our staff, we twirl it in the air, which propels us upward. It creates this burst, which amplifies you and any allies near you.
It almost makes it feel like you're playing a fighting game, right? Like these combos that you're chaining together to do these different moves. It like takes that sandbox to the next level.
Not that big of a fan of that one.
We are to do that.
It feels like you're like right.
I think the Titans is most interesting to me.
That was good, but I think it's more like, you know.
I like it. I like it.
I think the normal throw-in of the Arc stuff would be better than that one.
Weapons team has been working on all sorts of goodness. We've got exotics, we've got legendaries, we've got perks. We're always cooking up stuff. We're always playing with stuff that we think is like really interesting or taking inspiration. We have Tessellation, which is this exotic pyramid fusion rifle.
That's good looking.
The really intriguing property of adapting your Guardian's current damage type.
This will be the first time that you can run a weapon that can adapt to be strand or stasis in the
Okay.
engine slot. So you'll be able to run an entirely strand or entirely stasis loadout. Tessellation has the additional property that you
looks
can
sick.
special reload to reshape your grenade and suck it into the weapon, and then fire out a super destructive single projectile.
Okay.
Special weapon.
What's
That
one
is pretty good.
specific exotic that I can make that's like really zany that you would like right now?
What if Golden Gun was a sniper rifle?
What if you could harness the might of the Traveler? You know, we had
The
a moment where we
Meteor?
saw that Traveler beam cutscene. I know people on Weapons went, I kind of want that. You're like, that is incredibly dope.
Okay.
So we've got this opportunity to
Trace
bring back
rifle.
iconic Destiny 1 weapons, but
Jeez.
really turn it into something that feels unique.
Dragon's Breath.
We have to bring Kvostov into
The Red Death
Kvostov.
exotic pulse rifle.
and
You've got Crimson! Oh.
burn it all.
I mean, a lot of Dragon's Breath's
We
fun.
have new weapon subfamilies coming, broadening what existing weapons can be.
Really like bordering on exotic functionality. So for example, we've got a rocket pistol sidearm subfamily. We always liked the
What?
special ammo sidearms.
What?
This fires tiny, slow-moving rockets. They hit very hard.
I mean,
do a bit of
okay.
damage. They have a mixture of regular weapon and
Don't think it's that special.
support weapon subfamily.
The support frame auto rifle is a type of legendary auto rifle. It'll let you switch seamlessly from firing at enemies to healing your allies. I really
Probably
excited
won't be
to
used.
bring it to dungeons and keep my team alive, honestly.
Probably won't get much use, I don't think.
The weapons team is always coming up with new ideas. We've got a ton of new cool stuff coming over the next few years, and some new and really wild ideas, which we're pretty excited about.
Next few years, alright.
Come on, take a load off. We've got a lot to do.
Oh, Cade.
This place is only big enough for one dashing hero type, and that's me, so. I'm back!
Hey,
Hey, you two, give me a sec.
he's back.
I was
Wow.
magnificent. This is great. Anyone want a hug? Get your rock off.
Off my map.
Worst case scenario, you die. But who knows? Maybe you won't.
It's clearly nostalgia bait, this.
Well, better get back to it.
It still is probably the best character in the history of the game.
In this moment where we're driving to the end of the Light and Darkness saga, it's great to see Cade like return to this world at this moment with all this change about to culminate with this confrontation with the long-standing enemy, the Witness.
Cade is the quintessential hunter. His presence casts such a long shadow over the
He
story
is
that
the hunter.
whether it was when he was alive or when he was dead.
What Cade goes through in this journey, how he serves as a catalyst for the other characters, the events that are uncovered to have brought him back. This is how the story had to end. There was no end to the Light and Darkness saga that didn't have Cade.
Of course there was.
To finish the job.
Of course there was.
Once we started digging into
Just
the nature
nostalgia.
of the Pale Heart, I think that crystallized Cade's role as a guide. Cade is Virgil, and he's our guide through this other place. Cade is the one who is
Interesting.
the most appropriate person to be the guide. 'cause
I wonder
that's
if he'll have a different sort of character.
It just feels so
If he's a bit
natural
more
for
mature.
Nathan to be back in the booth. It felt amazing to just see
Yeah,
him get back into
glad
the
he's
spotlight
back.
without missing a beat.
Right, instantly.
In the flesh. Or metal, as it were.
Cade's the glue that's always held Zavala and Ikora together. Having him back puts them in a position of
Yeah,
connection
puts them at
that they
ease, I
couldn't have
guess.
done without him.
You think about the journey that Zavala's been on and how he's been taken down this dark path, and you think about the weight that's been on Ikora, having to hold the Vanguard together, having Cade's voice of levity and brightness that he brings to that group. I think it's going to be great for them.
Well, at least we have each other.
We want people to take away that sense of reunion and that idea of like the gang being back together for this moment.
I think it'll be one last hurrah. Maybe it'll be the Vanguard sacrifice themselves for something.
Guardian. The witness
So this is the
is
season,
threat,
I'm guessing.
and the Witch Queen holds the answers we seek.
Yeah, this is the season.
Contend with her sister, Zivu Araf. It rests with me.
I wonder if she'll be here.
Back from this. Do not be afraid.
Wait. Wait. Wait, what? Wait, is she?
Wield hive magic and have entwined it with your light.
Is she just?
The Spire Guardian.
Is that?
Open the way to our tides.
That weapon looks pretty cool. I like the look of Hive Design's architecture and stuff. So has she become like full Hive now? Like, oh god, tarot cards.
Fight in my name, Guardian. Every opponent you defeat strengthens me.
Yeah, so I'm guessing she's like embracing her Hive, like she used to have to stop it, didn't she? So
For your brutal tributes.
She's embracing what she has been.
What it is to be Hive. You have found the horn of battle. You are deserving of the greatest death I can bestow.
That's not Xivu, is it? Season of the Witch. Okay. Was that Xivu or Wrath? Interesting. I mean,
Season of the Witches are
wouldn't be surprised.
We've been annihilating and breaking Hive spells, and now we finally get to cast them.
At the end of Season of the Deep, we learn that Savathun has the key to getting into the portal that we need to go into.
Yeah.
That means we have to go find Imaru, her ghost. Imaru's like, not so fast. We've got a bigger problem first. And that bigger problem's name is Xivu Arath. If we fight her, she only gets stronger. Eris has an idea. It's a really
good
It's
idea.
a wild ass idea, yeah.
What is it?
She determines, like, well, the best way to fight fire is with fire. We are channeling all of that energy that we're creating by going through, by eliminating enemies, and we're tithing to our friend Eris.
Bring me your tithes.
So she's gonna grow into like a boss.
And that's
Yeah.
where we went down the path of having Hive Eris. We want to extend that magical
Hive
potency
Eris.
into the player then. That ability to have overwhelming magical power.
So,
reward into
magical powers, eh? Playing Destiny Legacy.
led us to come up with things like Deck of Whispers.
Deck of Whispers.
This magical deck of cards that creates amazing synergies with your buildcraft meta and with buffs and the activities.
So that's like Ash's like thing. Oh my Christ! How many are there?
You can then use the place on the battlefield and change the way you play.
I'm such a sucker for deck building. Like, being able to, like, bring that...
I'm not. I am not into deck building.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Oh boy. Oh, are they using that mechanic from the Witch Queen campaign?
Season of the Witch. We've got Altars of Summoning and Savathun's Spire.
Savathun's Spire is our new 3-player offensive. You're doing a lot more with
Typical.
Hive magic, but it's got a high amount of combatant density. It's
Right.
got additional random encounters that you can come across.
The Witch's Spire itself, Savathun's Spire, was like her reliquary for all these different magical experiments as she was learning the light. You're there in order to learn as much as you can in order to become a master spellcaster, right? To become like Savathun.
Okay.
Altar Summoning's activity is really exciting because you can spend like 20 minutes in it or you can spend 2 hours in it.
It's a 3-player experience that you can hop in and hop out of. As you're going through this activity, you're filling the tithing bucket. As that tithing bucket is filled up, you'll get progressively more rewards. And then finally at the end, it'll cash out and you'll get a whole mess of rewards.
So you can just play it endlessly then?
We really wanted to make sure
So it's a bit like a hard mode.
for any exotic mission content coming in seasons after the year has passed. And so we developed what we're calling the Exotic Mission Rotator.
Yep, love this idea. Press R. Like, this is some of the best content ever in the game.
This is some of the most fun content that
Yep.
Team has making. It's some of the content that fans and players of Destiny love the most. The most exciting thing, outside of just the missions themselves, is that every time we put a mission inside of that rotator, the exotic that comes alongside of it will become craftable.
Okay. I don't really care about that, but sure.
With Season of the Witch, we have a brand new Vex lo-fi PvP map coming. It's really exciting. It's
Don't care. Like, generally don't care. PvP, I haven't played for months. I really don't care about PvP.
Shoulder to shoulder more often. There's not as much deep sight lines.
There'd have to be something good in Trials for me to play. Like really good armor or weapons, like the Immortal.
Orienting around.
And there's also some modes coming too, right?
We've got a new PvP game mode coming that's all about relics. It's about multiple relics, so it's not just one like the Scorch game mode from the past. So we've got the shield coming from Vault of Glass.
The relic!
Season of the Risen. And we got the
Oh god, no! He's gonna play and drop the relic again! Oh dear!
Claiming these relic dispensers and then grabbing them in order to push for victory.
That seems pretty fun, to be honest.
The words in my throat are the weapon in my fist.
We were feeling pretty Hivey this season, obviously.
Ivy. Oh,
And so when thinking
God.
about, like, what's a good raid reprisal that would really suit this very Hivey...
I wonder.
There's only one answer.
Wrath of the Machine. Come on, Wrath of the Machine. Feeling Hive, Wrath of the Machine. Oh, it's the other one. Who would have guessed? Of course it's this strike. They must have changed it massively. Like, surely. Oh, the armor with the ornaments. Nice from Age of Triumph. Fangavira Ute. I wonder if it's actually soloable again. Like, can you imagine? It's been brought back and it's still soloable. Necrochasm. I really like Necrochasm. Like, I am probably like the only one. But I did really like Necrochasm. Okay, so the Iriute fight's a bit different because she's out there. Done. Datto would better do that blindfolded again. Oh my, that ring. I mean, it looks good. United we rise. Really?
Heading into the final shape, we really want to rally all guardians.
I mean, I do agree.
The Light and Darkness saga. We want to reduce those power barriers as well as catch people up on key story beats and make sure that they have a really
LFG.
time connecting with other players.
LFG. Is it finally coming? The LFG we've been waiting for.
We're trying to find ways to make power more simple and easy to understand, and also lowering the barrier to entry.
Oh.
Make it easier for players who have not been able to jump into game easily because they were held back by the challenges in grinding for the power levels that are required by these different.
Oh, they're making it easy.
What's going to be happening starting with the final shape is there are going to be a certain number of activities that are going to be power fixed. So it doesn't matter kind of what power level you are going into it, you're always going to be able to approach it. There's still going to be tiers of difficulty that you can do.
Just do that anyway.
Be experienced a certain way.
Things like Nightfall strikes that will still have power enabled, and that's where we're really going to focus the whole power climb.
The raids, the contest modes that everybody loves to engage with, that experience is
Just get rid of power if you're doing this. Just get rid of it.
A lot more clarity for players in terms of understanding the relative difficulty of things, where they sit now in the spectrum.
One way that we're trying to do that is making it easier for new players to engage with you. So we're introducing something that we're calling Fire Team Power.
You can actually bring your friends
Wow.
along to play any dungeons and raids in the game without having to wait them to be at a certain power level. The person with the highest power in your fire team is actually going to bring all the close to
Yeah,
you,
that's alright.
which means that there's no barriers really for any other guardian to join you in this high level combat.
Oh, so is it an average, not the high? Ah.
You to find strangers, people you've never played with before, and have that same experience. That's all regardless of the power level of you and the rest of the people in your fire team.
Fire Team Finder is the new feature that's coming in Season 23. And
LFG!
find other people to complete the best and most aspirational content in Destiny. We have a tag system that allows
Wait,
players to be able to say, well,
Is that next season?
I'm really chill, I'm anti-sweat, I'm just really here to have fun.
Anti-sweat. Oh my Christ. You really just said that?
Show a little bit more personality, show a little bit more about what they're about. I think what's really great about it is
Greetings, hello friends. Oh.
As an example, one of the
Hello, fleshy mammals.
colorblind players. Hopefully the inclusion tags will bring players closer to finding their community and even closer to the people that they're playing with.
I don't know what colorblind has to do with
Players will be put
playing the
into a mini
game.
lobby where players can gather, they can
Maybe.
communicate with each other. So we wanted to make it as convenient and as easy as possible for players to not just sit and stare at a screen for a long time while their listing actually fills up.
As a gamer who's typically more solo, I'm especially excited about this because it really is about helping reduce
I really don't care.
and that comes with trying to make a new connection.
I really don't care about it. To me, I'm still not going to use it. I don't care about doing raids personally.
Out today that I'm incredibly excited about is Timeline Reflections. Essentially what we have done is we went back to previous expansions and pulled out missions that we felt really represent key.
Yes! Oh my god, yes!
To have a mission for Forsaken, mission for
Oh man.
a mission for Witch Queen.
Wait, why are you bringing back the missions that they're all there?
Is they're not going to be like one-to-one for how you would experience them in the campaign. You're also going to get additional pieces of narrative fed to you to like identify like, hey, this is why it's important that this happened. And
Oh, I really thought it was going to be, oh, we're bringing back loads of missions.
Shape is Cade's last stand from Forsaken.
Well,
This is a moment that a lot of players, new and old, are going to come back to Destiny. I think this is just the right time to introduce features that are going to allow those players to jump right in.
just bring them all back. Seriously.
We're reaching the end of this 10-year journey.
Hey, does beginnings have two ends in the middle?
And the new way we're going to tell stories moving forward.
What's really important about episodes is that it's a really big shakeup to what we've been doing. Instead of providing 4 seasons a year, you are going to get 3 larger episodes. And so the first 3 episodes in this
So the annual pass.
Echoes, Revenant,
Okay.
and Heresy. It's coming right
Heresy.
And the theme for the year is going to be all about the consequences and aftermath of the final shape. I think what's really the cornerstone of the episode model that we're building is the 3-act structure.
Echoes, Revenant, and
The acts act as these anchors for us to introduce new weapons, new artifact mods, new activities. There's going to be new missions coming around the core. There'll be new story moments in every single one of these acts. We're actually providing
Just-
more cinematic styled experiences.
Just call it DLCs, for fuck's sake.
Than any of the seasons we've ever developed before.
Just call it DLCs.
Are actually playable as standalone. Like each episode is something you can experience, whether you've been playing Destiny for 10 years or this is your first one.
You're going to be able to basically enjoy them in any order you want to.
I think the opportunity with this big epic moment is that we get to innovate the game. We get to move the game forward.
It's all about change.
Is this not the annual pass?
Deeper story modes. It's
man,
about
I am.
more weapons, more loot, more often. And it really provides the team with a platform to go much deeper into the themes and fantasies and story of any individual episode as compared to the seasons you know of today.
I'm so excited to see what the narrative team.
So that's about Vex, clearly.
Episodes provides this awesome
Scorn and
foundation
Fit Cruel.
for the future of Destiny.
We're moving into the next stage of Destiny.
I'm guessing that's about
Some people look at the
Zebura.
final shape and they think Destiny 2 is coming to the end. And in many ways, it's the opposite. We're leaning
Oh, I knew it! I knew they'd say this thing.
provide us a new, innovative way for players to engage.
It's only the beginning! Again! It's not, it's the fucking end! Bravery. Sacrifice.
We know that we were chosen for a reason.
My commander.
By something greater than ourselves.
Guardian. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian.
Shaped by the fires of each new battle, we are forged and sharpened into what we must become for the fight ahead. We are the final line that halts the second collapse.
All of us. Every Titan.
Every Warlock. Every Hunter.
What is it the Guardians say? Devotion inspires bravery. Bravery inspires sacrifice.
Sacrifice leads to death. The line between light and dark is so very thin.
That's a nice transition.
Let's cross it together.
There are things out in the dark that only the dark can overcome. Trust me.
You've heard the stories of the Traveler's sacrifice, of darkness descending upon humanity.
Yep.
This time, there is no escape.
I already have become legend. It's gonna be like, oh, pre-order now.
It's going to be an exciting year for
Hey.
Guardians. We get to make good on a promise that we made way back in 2014. There was classic rock blasting, a fire team racing across our solar system, and at the end, a simple message. Become legend.
Yes.
Today, you got a glimpse at how we'll be cementing your legend in this upcoming year. We're going to be heading inside the Traveler, experiencing a destination unlike anything we've ever built before.
A mismatch of
the biggest bad we've ever
old
made,
assets.
and we'll do this all alongside a streamlined progression system, allowing us to easily play with friends in any content in the game. And as the dust settles in the final shape, we're going to continue our legends in Echoes. It's Destiny's first episode in a new phase of storytelling for Guardians, with brand new conflicts born from the resolution of the Light and Darkness saga. These first episodes are just the beginning. But if you're chomping at the bit to see how the Light and Darkness saga is going to kick off the future of Destiny 2, we've got a ton of great content for you to jump into today. Going live after this, we've got Season of the Witch, with a new story, new weapons,
great
new
word.
armor, new
Just swap it for bitch.
new content, all alongside a series of story catch-up missions.
Sure, there's someone who's already edited that
Play the
on.
game and get up to speed on what's happening in this world. Then, next week, a brutal reprisal of Crota's End is going to join the ranks of our aspirational content. I can't wait to see you all in the Throne World as we learn more about the final shape.
Yeah, of course it's there. Here we go. Last little bit of this. Yeah. I think she does look pretty good as a hive.
After all these years, all we've lost, this fight might be
The last.
So I'm asking you to rise one last time.
Well, you've got to resurrect us, Ghost. So I'm guessing that was it. Oh, collecting it! Oh, there's always something new to buy! Oh, what am I purchasing now?
When we create a collector's edition,
Is it the Traveler? Is it the Traveler? Like with the triangle?
to enjoy outside of the game. So this year we're doing a Destiny 1 tower.
Oh my.
Work hard at thinking about 10 years of Destiny and how best to.
Can it not be the Traveler with the triangle?
Even as the game dev who've worked on it since day one, like I think having it.
That's disappointing. that is like.
Player from when you first started playing Destiny, all the
Really?
The tower, it's kind of like the beacon in which you're a place you can call home.
You get the tower, and then there are actual figures of the Vanguard mentors that accompany that architectural model.
Chess pieces.
Hidden messages and hidden things.
There's gonna be some fun surprises. We're always trying to push the envelope, and so we've been playing a lot with magnetic locks and.
Oh my god.
Just sort of make this experience as a whole really special.
Definitely not for me.
Symbol of Destiny. I'm so excited for it.
Like you had a Puka, you had the Hive Ghost, the Darkness, and now just a grey plastic block of the tower. So